stately homes of England. Marvelous relics of a grandeur that is past, but not forgotten. Cranmore House, with quarters for 31 servants, 40 bedrooms, 60 fireplaces, 25,000 acres, given to the first Lord Cranmore by Henry VIII. Now available for all to see at a modest price.
The last picture in the group is Watteau's Le Fête Champêtre, where he feasted himself among the cascades and rose boughs. And now we'll move on to the most famous item in Lord Cranmore's collection. It was originally part of the Russian imperial crown jewels and was purchased for the collection by Lord Cranmore's grandfather. It is one of the most famous diamonds in the world, a 125-carat stone known as the Angel's Eye.
200,000 pounds.
$500,000. Oh, my dear fellow, it is frightfully good of you to come down.
Oh, it's my pleasure, sir.
The man at Lord Cranmore. Recognize him?
Look, Simon, there is something terribly urgent I want you to do for me.
But what's he doing here? Or maybe he knows we're going to try for it.
Doesn't matter. Nothing and nobody is going to stop me getting that diamond tonight. Not even
This is one of
Simon
the
Templar.
in the collection.
Magnificent.
It's absurd.
I beg your pardon.
Well, having all that cash tied up in a diamond.
Some brandy, Mr. Templar?
No thanks.
It's the last bottle. You better enjoy it while you can.
Sounds like a cryptic remark.
Tell him, Tom.
I'd rather not, if you don't mind, sir.
Look, Tom here has been my estate manager for the past 15 years. Oh, go on, tell him.
Well, sir, due to increased cost and taxes, the revenues of Cranmore...
Look, Simon, I'm broke.
Well, I can hardly believe that.
It's perfectly true. In hard, cold cash, I couldn't raise £1,000. And so I'm selling the Angel's Eye. Tom and Mabel are going to Amsterdam next week to arrange for it to be recut. I want you to go with them.
They both seem perfectly capable to me.
There have been 2 attempts to steal it in the last year.
So Father and I feel we can't accept the responsibility.
Why not hire a private detective?
No, Simon. It's absolutely vital that this thing should be kept strictly confidential.
Has Templar gone?
No, he's still there. I don't like it. Johnny, why should the Saints show up at a time like this?
I don't know.
Maybe Cranmore's being tipped off.
Impossible.
Johnny, I don't think we should.
We're doing it tonight. Let's get started.
Cranmore's Nevion.
Then it's true.
Yes.
You're actually going to sell it.
It's going to Amsterdam with the Upwaters next week.
Simon, can't you talk some sense into him? The Angel's Eye belongs to the family. He has no right to sell it.
Jeremy, I don't think it's any of my business.
Nor is it any of yours.
Put it away. Excuse me. It's just not fair.
But he needs the money.
Nonsense.
Well, he said so.
Well, I don't believe it. I think that he's up to something, and I'm going to stop him.
Take me about 2 minutes. Keep your eyes skinned.
Yeah.
I left my glasses in the office. Back in a minute, Simon.
Great help.
As soon as we get to the hotel, I'll call the diamond cutter.
Thank you, Mr. Templar.
I'd like to rent a car.
It will be parked outside in 10 minutes, sir. I will have the keys.
Oh, thank you. You're very efficient.
It's a pleasure, sir.
We're to bring the diamond to Yankee at 2 o'clock this afternoon. He's expecting us.
Why, Jeremy, what are you doing in Amsterdam?
I followed you.
Oh, why?
Your reputation isn't exactly Snow White pure.
Charming.
Have you still got the Angel's Eye?
Yes, we're taking it to the cutter this afternoon at 2.
Don't.
I beg your pardon.
Simon, I want it. You can name your own price.
Oh, what would I say to your uncle?
That you were attacked and robbed. After all, it happened before.
With monotonous regularity.
Simon, please. The Angel's Eye is part of the tradition of Cranmore House. Uncle Charles has no right to sell it.
Well, he does earn it.
You just don't understand my attitude, do you?
I haven't tried.
I can't describe to you my feelings when I see the house thrown open to the public. All those horrible day trippers with their dirty-faced kids eating chocolates while they gawp at priceless paintings.
I would never have guessed you were a snob.
I am a snob. I admit it. I know that I'm better than the butcher and the baker.
Not to mention the candlestick maker.
I have a heritage that I'm trying to protect. Tradition doesn't mean to me outworn customs. It means trying to pass on something of dignity and value. And Uncle Charles is squandering it, just like all the other dull, faceless, grey little men who run England.
Don't stop. Come on in.
Jeremy!
Jeremy's just explaining exactly why he's so much better than everybody else. Do sit down. Join the congregation. It's a fascinating sermon.
I didn't expect you to understand.
Jeremy, the Angel's Eye is being delivered to Henrik Jonkier this afternoon. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Isn't there? Well, I wouldn't be too sure.
Hello? Yes. Uh-huh. Leaving the hotel at what time? 1:45. Okay. Don't worry. We're in business again.
Tom, we're being followed.
Are we nearly there?
Another couple of minutes.
Can you lose them long enough to slow down and let me out? I can go to Yonkers alone.
That's a good idea. Here's the diamond.
Thanks.
I'll drop you around this next corner.
Right. Good afternoon. I have an appointment with Mr. Yonkers.
And your name, sir?
Mr. Upwater, representing Lord Cranmore.
Ah, yes, of course. If you'll sit down, Mr. Upwater,
Oh, thank
I'll tell Mynheer Yonkers you have arrived.
Very good.
He has someone with him at the moment.
They're still with us.
Not for long.
Mr. Atwater, I'm expecting you with great pleasure.
Thank you.
And how is my good friend, Lord Cranmore?
Very well. He sends you his regards. I've brought you the stone.
Ah. Beautiful. It is at the center just a little sleepy, a trace of mistiness. The table is too high, just a fraction, but too high. The table is in the center, but to reflect the maximum light, there should above the girdle be 33 facets and 25 below. The recutting will fix that. Beautiful. To handle so large a stone is always for me a thrill.
And when do you plan to recut?
If tomorrow at this time you will favor me with another visit, I will tell you. I would like again to study the symmetry and grain.
Very well, tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
I will lose, you understand, some of the bait, but the brilliance will be greatly increased. Also the value.
I suppose it's perfectly safe here.
Safe? But of course, I don't understand.
There have been 2 attempts to steal it in the last 24 hours.
No.
Yes? In fact, there was one on my way here.
You joke, surely.
No, I'm very serious indeed.
At all times, it is locked in my safe. Unless I'm working on it. There's no worry, I can assure you. And of course, the insurance, I'm fully covered.
Fine.
You mean those are the men that tried to steal the diamond in England?
That's right.
But how did they trace us to Amsterdam?
Obviously, somebody told them.
But who?
I wonder.
What you have told me is most shocking. But don't worry, the stone is perfectly safe here.
I'm sure it is.
Then until tomorrow at 2, goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Yonkey.
Send for Zell.
Mission accomplished.
You got a receipt?
Of course. Did you lose our friends?
You bet.
Beautiful. Come.
You wanted me?
Come in, Zal. Look at this. A truly memorable stone from the Jagersfontein mine in South Africa. It's called the Angel's Eye.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget you have no interest. Seems incredible. To me, there's always the sense of mystery, the excitement. Well, to business. Now listen carefully. I have a most important job for you to do.
Fabulous evening.
Yes, absolutely wonderful. Thank you for a wonderful dinner.
You're more than welcome.
Down by Boston,
Wait,
corn
Did you
the
deliver the
rain.
diamond?
I said I would, didn't I?
Presumably you got a receipt.
What are you inferring?
My dear chap, I imply you infer. Get it right or don't use the words at all. Show me the receipt.
Show it to him. What have you got to lose?
Thanks. I'm just looking after Uncle Charles's interests. Oh, and go steady on the hard liquor. Porter, you're used to beer, remember?
Speak to Jeremy before your heritage starts showing.
I loathe drunkenness.
Hi.
Oh, good morning. How's your father?
Well, he's had 4 glasses of tomato juice, 2 pots of coffee, and he thinks he may live.
I'm glad to hear it.
Poor Daddy's not used to this high living. He says he'll sightsee tomorrow.
Is he going to Yonkers again at 2?
Yes, that's all he can manage.
Good, then you'll have the conducted tour of Amsterdam all to yourself.
ladies and gentlemen. We are in one of the oldest parts of Amsterdam, the famous Montalbaan Clock Tower, built in the early part of the 16th century. The views from the canals of Amsterdam, which is sometimes known as the Venice of the North, are amongst the most beautiful in Europe and have inspired some of our greatest Dutch painters.
Simon, this is fascinating.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Oh, it's a marvelous way to see the city.
On the left, ladies and gentlemen, is the house made famous by Anne Frank. The diary of Anne Frank sold 4 million copies in 13 languages. You can still see the room where the people in the diary hid during the war. It is now an international youth center.
Pretty. Rembrandt's house.
Fascinating. Now what?
Back to the hotel. You've had enough culture for one day, I think.
Simon, could Jeremy have tipped off our two friends?
It's possible.
Can hardly believe it.
Would you find it hard to believe that we've been followed ever since we left the hotel?
We have?
In the raincoat. There's something. We forgot the keys.
Dad!
Where have you been? I'm nearly frantic.
What's wrong?
Well, I'm going stark raving mad. It's just too incredible to believe.
What is?
Yonkier's stolen the Angel's Eye. What'll I do? What am I going to do?
Go over it again.
Oh, what's the use?
You might have left something out.
Jonkier's a crook. It's that simple. Or else I'm losing my mind.
Well, before you do that, let's go over it once more. You went there at 2.
Yes, yes.
And the receptionist asked you to wait.
Yes, yes.
Same girl as yesterday?
She was even wearing the same dress.
Did she recognize you?
Well, she acted as if she'd never seen me before. She showed me into Jonkier's working room, and he was sitting at his roll-top desk exactly as he was yesterday.
What did he say?
He said, "I don't think I've had the pleasure of making your acquaintance."
And what did you say?
I was flabbergasted. He looked right through me, as if he'd never seen me before in his life.
Can you remember your exact words?
I said, Mr. Jonkier, you must remember me. I brought you the Angel's Eye yesterday.
And what did he say?
He said I must be mistaken.
And denied having the diamond?
Flatly. Said he'd never even heard of Lord Cranmore.
Well, then what?
Well, I got a bit upset.
Understandably.
I told him if this was his idea of a joke, it wasn't mine. Then he got angry. He looked straight at me and said he'd never seen me before. That he didn't have the Angel's Eye, that he was not recutting it, and that if I didn't leave quietly, he'd call the police.
Well, what did you do then?
Well, I was dazed. I left. I started to come back here, and then I decided to go to the police.
What did they say?
They didn't believe me. They said Jonkier is one of the most respected men in Amsterdam.
It really is a Lulu.
Are you sure you went to the same house?
Of course, the name's on the door.
Are you sure it was Jonkier you saw?
Do you think I'm some sort of fool? Of course it was Jonkier.
But you got a receipt.
He says it's not in his handwriting.
Well, could somebody have disguised himself as Jonkier?
Mr. Templar, you know that can't be done, except in a story. What'll I do?
Well, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going over to see Jonkier right now.
Excuse me. Mr. Tom Upwater?
That's right, yes.
Detective Van Effer, Amsterdam Police.
Yeah?
The inspector has reconsidered your accusation of Mynheer Jonker. He would appreciate it if you would come to the police station and make a written statement. Would that be convenient to you?
Now we're getting somewhere. You go to the police station, we're going to see Jonker.
I'll see you back here.
And don't worry.
Easier said than done.
Simon, what's behind all this? What could make a man like Jonker turn into a thief?
Why don't we go and ask him? Good afternoon. My name is Toombs, Sebastian Toombs. I'd like to see Mr. Jonker.
And your business, sir?
Well, I'm a magazine writer. I'm doing a series of articles on the diamond business. I thought a man of Mr. Jonker's standing could give us some valuable information.
One moment, please, sir.
Oh, very kind.
Do you think this will work?
Never fails. People can't resist their names in print.
Yes, but what are you going to do?
Rely on the inspiration of the moment. Follow my cue. Take plenty of pictures. Well, now there is a lovely picture if you just stand there. Beautiful, isn't she?
Beautiful. He will see you now.
Thank you, Miss Smith.
Thank you.
You are a writer, eh?
Sebastian Toombs. Oh, my photographer, Lady Everest. Title, you know, saw the go this year.
And what magazine do you write for?
Oh, anyone who'll buy what I write. I wonder whether you mind standing over by your workbench.
Why?
Oh, it's just like pictures in a natural working position. How's that?
Fine.
No, I wonder whether you would take a position so you're actually working. Good?
Oh, that's great.
I'm told you're one of the best cutters in the business.
There are many good ones. I also am good.
Did you hold your head like that? I suppose you've been doing it all your life.
Since, as a boy, I'm an apprentice, yes.
You must have cut some famous jewels in all that time.
Famous?
Would you hold your eyepiece? It makes it so much more authentic. I mean, well-known stones. That's the kind that people like to read about. How's that?
Fine.
I've cut many good ones, yes.
Oh, you're too modest. How about the angel's eye? Would you mind standing over by your desk?
What about the angel's eye?
Ah, you know the stone I mean.
Well, of course. It is world famous.
And how are you going to recut it?
I'm not recutting it.
Oh, but you do have it here.
I do not.
But I was told that it was brought to you yesterday for recutting.
Who told you this?
A friend of mine. In the business. Don't like to mention his name.
Sarah, kom toch binnen. You're a fraud. You don't write for magazines at all.
Oh, I don't think that's a very pleasant thing, is it?
It is Templar. Templar? Show him out.
My father brought you the angel's eye yesterday. You know he did. Why are you lying?
Out.
By the way, where is the angel's eye?
I've never seen the angel's eye. I've not got it here, and I've not been engaged to recut it. Now go.
I hope you have a license for that thing. We'll send you copies of the pictures.
What time is it?
8:30.
Simon, he's been gone 3 hours. The detective said the statement would only take an hour. I think something's happened.
Come on. We'll go to the police station and find out.
Mr. Templar, I repeat, there is no detective named Van Effen. attached to any police station in Amsterdam. No one has taken a statement from a man named Tom Upwater. And there has been no complaint lodged against Hendrik Jonkheer.
But that's impossible. My father left the hotel with a...
Thank you, Sergeant. We're sorry to have bothered you.
Oh, Simon, where can he be? What can have happened to him?
Well, since the police are no help, I suggest the next step is the British consul.
Are there any messages for me?
Yes, Miss Upwater. This came to you about an hour ago.
My key to you, please.
Telephone 456722.
Your call, please, to 456722.
Hello?
This is Mabel Upwater.
Miss Upwater, do you want to help your father?
Where is he? What have you done with him?
You want to help him? Be outside the old tavern, the Verpflegen in the Spoutstraat, in half an hour. Alone.
Hello? Hello? Simon, what is it?
Kidnapping.
Oh, why? We haven't any money.
Oh. If I were you, I'd do exactly as they say. Don't worry, I'll be behind you all the time.
You said alone.
They won't see me, I guarantee it.
Get in.
Who are you? What have you done with my father?
Get in and I'll tell you. It's perfectly safe. We'll keep calm.
Where is he?
You'll find out.
Has all this something to do with the Angel's Eye?
That's right.
But my father hasn't got it.
I know.
Neither have I. Or any money for ransom.
Just relax, will you, Miss Upwater?
Are you all right?
Yes, yes.
They've not hurt you?
No, I'm fine.
Dad, what do these men want?
Do you mind if I have a word with my daughter in private?
Can't wait forever.
Yeah. Come on, Upwater.
2 minutes.
No more.
We can't hang around here all night.
All right, then. Wait in the car.
car's down the road. Let's get out of here before these two wake up. You can explain things to me on the way back to town. Jeremy's behind this.
Those two last night said so.
Do you believe it?
Well, how else did they learn the combination of Lord Cranmore's safe?
And then when that failed, Jeremy went to Yonkhill.
But why kidnap you, and then why contact Mabel?
They were going to kill us.
And then dispose of the diamond.
Everybody'd say we'd stolen the diamond and disappeared. Lord Cranmore'd say I was guilty straight away.
Unless we get that diamond back, he'll say that anyway.
Not if you tell the truth.
Oh, Mabel, don't be ridiculous. Do you think he'd take my word against Jeremy's? I'm just his agent. Jeremy is his nephew.
But he can't prove you're guilty because you're not.
He'll fire me. As surely as the sun is going to rise tomorrow. I'll be out of a job. No security, no pension.
You think the diamond is still in Jonkhir's safe?
I'm sure of it. For all the good it'll do me.
I could open that safe. As easy as opening a sardine can.
You mean you'd burgle it?
I think you knew I would all along.
But Simon, that's plain robbery.
But the diamond doesn't belong to Jonkhir.
Well, what if Simon's caught?
I won't be. And if I only take the Angel's Eye, which Jonkhir denies having anyway, what can he say to the police? Well, what do you say?
Well, I never thought I'd find myself siding with someone about to break the law, but I think you're right, Mr. Templar. The only way to get the Angel's Eye back is to steal it.
When will you do this?
On the stroke of midnight. I'm superstitious about the witching hour. It's always been lucky for me. Apart from that, Jonkhir's guard will be feeling drowsy by then.
Anything I can do?
Nothing.
What about me?
Well, you can put on your prettiest dress and be ready for dinner at 9.
That's all?
That's all. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have things to attend to. Every time I turn around, you pop out of the woodwork.
I'm protecting Uncle Charles's interests.
On your own? I think it's time you and I had a little chat. More coffee?
I couldn't. It was fabulous, Simon.
Glad you enjoyed it.
I don't know how you can keep so calm. I'm trembling.
You mean you're nervous?
Oh, I know you're taking all the risks. But I'm simply terrified.
Well, it's time for the safe breaker to go to work.
Already?
5 to 12.
It can't be.
Time flies when you're in good company. Well, business. I can walk around to Yonkers in 5 minutes. You drive around in exactly a quarter of an hour and pick me up.
At 12:15.
Precisely.
Good luck. Waiter! What time is it, please?
It is 11:05, madame.
11? You mean 12?
No, madame, it is 11:05.
Good evening, gentlemen. Oh, I know I wasn't supposed to arrive until midnight. But as they say, the early bird catches the worm. And you two are as fat a pair of worms as this early bird ever caught.
Look, Templar, you've got this all wrong.
On the contrary, I have it all absolutely right. I was to break in at midnight. Naturally, you wanted to have plenty of time to do the job before I arrived, but not too long before, in case the heist was discovered too soon for me to walk in and take the rap. Am I right? I must admit you did the groundwork beautifully. Oh, you warned Young here about me. I can almost hear you saying it. Simon Templar's in town with a beautiful girl, and he's after the Angel's Eye. So if he comes here asking you questions, you know nothing. You haven't got the Angel's Eye, and you're not cutting it. Am I right?
Yes.
I'm afraid the kidnapping was badly handled.
How?
The rescue was far too easy. He practically fell in my lap. A bit too obvious.
Look, Templar, there's enough in this for all of us. That safe's packed with diamonds.
No thanks. This time I think I'll play it perfectly straight. Nice work, Jeremy.
And him.
There's one down behind the desk, too. Everything went as we planned. You arrived right on cue.
Dad! 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 Oh, what?
Say nothing.
Officer, this young lady
is a friend of mine. Jeremy, you better go to the police station and lay charges. I'll join you in about 20 minutes. Oh, by the way, Upwater has the Angel's Eye. Until last night, you weren't in on it, were you?
No.
And he talked you into it.
At the mill. I begged him not to try, but he was desperate for the money. And after all, he is my father. You're not going to hand me over to the police?
Nope.
But why? You were meant to take the blame for this. We tried to frame you.
It has been tried before by the best professionals.